My background is in pediatric nursing, and I have a graduate degree in bioethics. So I have a keen interest in the conversation today around the crisis in medical ethics. I want to start by having a thought experiment. We've all been on a plane before. Flight's getting ready to land. You're watching this great movie, and you have about 10 minutes left in the movie, and you're hoping you get to finish the movie before the flight ends. And you're an accountant. And the flight attendant announces that we have a CPA on the plane. He's got to do a big presentation and he needs some help with a spreadsheet. And you ignore the call because you want to finish your movie. But imagine it's a doctor. He's watching the movie and he's got 10 minutes to finish the movie. And the flight attendant says, we have a medical emergency. We think we have a patient having a heart attack. Is there anybody on the plane that can help? Well, can you imagine if that physician opted to just sit in the chair, finish his movie, and then the next day the news reported that somebody died on a plane and there was a doctor on the plane who didn't make himself known? We rightfully expect our physicians to have a moral obligation. They have a duty. They're duty bound. If you read the Hippocratic Oath, they swear an allegiance, a covenant. They take this do no harm, promise, oath very seriously. Aristotle said that the end of the medical art is health. I say the reason we have a crisis in medicine today and a crisis in medical ethics is we've forgotten the aims and the goals and the ends of medicine. It's always been oriented to health, the psychological health, the mental health, the physical health. It's not been oriented to providing services. It's not been oriented to being driven by activism, advocacy. It's not been oriented to an ideological quest. It's been rooted in do no harm. There was a GP on the panel I was on, in the audience on a panel I was on in this room right before, and she asked, why is it that doctors are behaving badly? And I say it's because they forgot what their job is. They forgot their duty. They forgot the purposes of medicine. Why is medicine considered an art? When I was a nurse, I remember working at the University of California, San Francisco. It's a big teaching hospital. The cardiologists would come in doing morning rounds with the residents and the interns, and the residents and interns would look at clipboards and they'd rattle off data, lab values, chest x-ray results. But the attending physician would say, have you looked at the patient? Have you touched the patient's skin? Are they hot? Are they sweaty? Are they cold? Are they clammy? What's the color of their eyes? Are their lips dry? These are the things that the artist does. The artist explores and imagines and investigates, and it's this whole inquiry that it's not data driven. It's not. So doctors are not service providers, and that's what we see in gender affirmation therapy. I think I'm trapped in the wrong body. I'm a boy who wants to be a girl. Okay, I'll chop off your penis. I'll remove your breasts. Doctors are not technicians. That's what the guy at the auto shop does. And when he changes your oil and rotates your tires, they're not activists. Doctors aren't to overprescribe. They are to treat, to heal, and whenever possible, to restore health, especially in the case of elderly and aging. So first, do no harm. I often recall that I speak to so many people who will say they know that Hippocrates said, do no harm. Everybody knows that, right? Raise your hand if you know that, do no harm. But how many people have actually read the oath? And the oath is thousands of years old. It's less than 400 words. So it's not a challenge to read it. But it's really stood the test of time. And if you look, maybe we can talk about that later, but if you look at the modern ethical theories that are governing medicine, they're woefully inadequate, which is why we have this problem on our hands with gender affirmation therapy only approaches. Thank you.